fourth graders. Welcome back to another week of digital learning. You did such a great job last week logging on to Khan Academy and reading the things that we did that I asked you to do for StoryWorks, and your written summaries were fantastic. I am so proud of you. I hope you got the responses that I wrote to all of you, because I miss you and I want to make sure you get the little feedback that you were doing last week. So keep up the great work. This week, we are heading into another excitement. I'm going to be separating this video into 3 sections. The first section, we're going to talk about writing. The second section is going to be about math. And the fourth section is going to be for reading. So at any point in between that time, you can hit pause, you can take a break, you can come back later, or watch it all in one chunk. It's really up to you and how you want to handle and tackle this week's assignments, okay? Now remember, everything that I'm saying in the video is also attached to the Word document that I sent you. So if you have any questions, you can always use that. I also added a checklist at the end of the Word document. Because you know me, I like to write notes and make little things because I like to cross stuff off. So feel free to use that and check it off when you're done with it. It'll make you feel good. Now, we are going to meet sometime this week. I don't know the exact time yet, but once I get the go-ahead from Mr. Tobin, I will let you know, and we will meet to talk about the things that I'm about to assign to you, okay? If you have any questions or something just doesn't make sense, you can call me, you can email, you can Zoom. I'm always going to be here for you, okay? So let's start off writing this week. In writing, we're going to talk about a new topic of opinion writing. Now, opinion writing is where you get to think about and say something that you like, and it's okay if other people don't like it because everybody's allowed to have their opinion. And we're going to talk about different pieces of writing and how people are persuaded, because persuasion is also a type of opinion writing, because you're trying to persuade someone to think the way that you think, which is kind of cool. So what you're going to read and write this week is 2 different short articles about bugs. Yay. Now, people have different opinions on bugs. They're awesome, or not so awesome. So what your task is going to be is to read the 2 articles, or I'm going to read them to you here in just a moment, and you need to decide which side are you on. Are you bugs are awesome and leave them alone, or not so much, no bugs? It's really your opinion. Now, after I read them, or you read them to yourself or out loud, I want you to pick which one you agree with, and then pick a sentence or 2 or 3 or whatever you need to kind of support why you feel the way you feel. Now, that piece of evidence is what we're going to talk about when we come together as a small group. So make sure you're prepared when it's your small group time, that you have that piece of evidence to support what you believe in, okay? So again, in writing, you are going to read or listen. I'm going to read to you in just a second, both of those. The 2 articles, pick which one you agree with the most and why. What part of that article really stuck with you to make you think that that's what you agree with, okay? So real quick, I'm going to read you the 2 articles so you can listen, or you can skip ahead in the video to the math portion and read those articles on your own. It's totally up to you, okay? Here's our first one. Insects are amazing. I don't like it when people call insects bugs. That means that they bug them. Insects don't bug me. I actually think they're amazing. They are cool to watch, fun to play with, and interesting to learn about. Insects are very important because they help plants and animals. For example, ladybugs eat aphids. Aphids eat the flowers in your garden. If you want a healthy garden, leave those ladybugs alone. Also, when an animal or a plant dies, insects eat it to help break it down. If you don't want a lot of smelly dead animals around, let those insects do their work. Also, many animals eat insects. I bet you think birds are beautiful, but if there are no bugs, many birds would die because they need insects to eat. Insects are also cool to watch and learn about. They do all sorts of cool things. For instance, ants can carry 10 times their weight. In addition, ants and many other kinds of insects like bees can communicate without talking. They can tell each other where food is or where danger is, all by the way they move or by leaving scents, a smell. Have you ever watched all the moths that fly to a light at night? Why do they do that? How come they don't run into each other? These are the kinds of questions that entomologists, people who study bugs, ask and get to figure out. That sounds to me like a pretty cool job. Lastly, I don't see why insects are such a big deal, since they don't usually bother people. Most insects live under rocks or in places that people don't always go. Most just want to be left alone. It seems to me that we should just leave them alone and let them do their work. When we do see them, we should just study them and learn more about them. I hope you will think twice before you kill the next insect you see. That insect might be a food for an animal, or it might be helping in some way you don't know about. Maybe if you think twice, you will even agree with me that insects are amazing. So that's the first article. Here's the second article. Bugs are creepy. I think that bugs are creepy, gross, and annoying. I don't like them. In fact, I hate them. When I say bugs, I mean all insects and spiders. I think they're all creepy. For example, they are often furry with long, skinny legs. Many have wiggly antennae, and some have wings and can fly. They look weird, like miniature aliens. Who knows? They might be aliens. I have no idea why they exist. Another terrible thing about bugs is that bugs bite. Mosquitoes, spiders, ants, earwigs, and many other kinds of bug bites. Some bugs like ticks and mosquitoes bite you and suck your blood. Yuck! Others bite you just to hurt you, whether you are going to kill them or not. One time, a teeny black ant bit me, and it really hurt. Some bugs' bites can even kill you, like a scorpion's bite or the bite of certain spiders, like black widows. You might die or even get sick if you get stung by a bee and are allergic to bee stings. Since bugs are everywhere, you can't get away from them. They're in the city and they're in nature. For instance, you can find them on the sidewalk and in the dirt. They are in the garden under every rock and on the prettiest flower. They're in your house, they're in your kitchen, and on your food. Do you really like eating food after a fly has landed on it and taken a bite? Gross. Bugs even come out at night to fly around lights. I just can't get away from them. As you can see, I think that bugs are strange, disgusting, and really annoying. I don't want to see them, touch them, or be bitten by them. I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels this way about bugs. I bet you do too. So those are your two articles for writing this week. Your task is to pick which one do you agree with and which specific part do you truly agree with. And that's the evidence that you're going to bring to your small group this week, okay? Now remember, you can rewind the video or you can look at those in the attachment that I sent in the email this week, okay? So we'll take a quick break. If you want to pause now, you can. The next thing I'm going to talk about is math, okay? Pause and pause and pause. Do you want to pause? Okay. Hi. Welcome to math. All right. Last week you did a great job of logging onto Khan Academy and doing a fantastic job of reviewing multiples and factors. So well done, ladies and gents. This week, same kind of idea. You're going to log on to Khan Academy through Canvas again. You're going to log in and there are going to be some new assignments for you this week. This week's focus is going to be place values. So things like ones, tens, hundreds, thousandths. Now this is a really important thing for any mathematician because really in a place value, that's going to help you when we dive deeper into decimals, when we work harder at multiplication and division, because you're really dividing those numbers into the place value of that specific holder. So kind of reviewing place value is an important part of any mathematician, including me. So I'm going to be doing that with you. When we meet as small groups, remember we're going to meet this week, that's something we're going to discuss and kind of do a few problems together, just so we really truly understand the meaning of those place values, okay? And like I said, we're going to be doing some of those problems together, but I really want you to tackle that at your own pace. So don't feel too stressed out when you have to do those things, okay? There might be a few, it might feel like more, but they're just spread out over a longer piece, all right? Don't forget all the videos are truly helpful. And if you need to take a break, hit pause and come back to it later, okay? But this week, our focus is going to be place values. So if you need help, I'm always here for you, okay? Short, sweet, and to the point. That was our information for math this week. Mala says hi. We're going to take a break. If you need to pause here or review what I just said about math, now is your time, okay? Gonna head to reading next. Gonna head to reading next. Okay. Welcome to reading. Hi. Reading this week, you did a great job. Your summaries last week were fantastic. The who, what, where, when, and whys were great. Few of our friends forgot to add that citation. That's a really important thing as a writer. Really proves to your audience that you know what you're talking about, but it also really implements that you are kind of defending your thought. So keep that in mind, okay? This week, you're going to log back into Storyworks through our Canvas site. And the focus this week is going to be week 1, day 2. Okay? There will be 3 articles for you to choose from, but 2 are what your focus are going to be this week. Okay? The first one I want you to think about is Washington Secrets Revealed. This is a nonfiction, so it's real, story about George Washington, and it has a lot of really interesting facts and information. Your task, if that's what you choose, is to write down 3 things that you didn't know about George Washington. And why do you think the author wrote this article? Okay, so again, for Washington Secrets Revealed, you're going to read that and write down 3 things that you didn't know that now you do know, and why you think the author wrote that kind of article, okay? Your other choice this week is to read Clean Start, okay? This is a fictional test, meaning it is made up, okay? And it is about a story about a boy named Max and how he creates a robot, okay? Now, Max's personality and his views on things change from the beginning to the end of the story. Your task, if you choose to read Clean Start, is how does Max change from the beginning to the end of the story? And also, when you tell me about how he changes, I want you to use some examples of how he was at the beginning, a citation at the beginning, and how he changed at the end, and another citation at the end, okay? That really tells us, again, that the audience, that you're kind of giving a specific example of how he has changed, okay? There is a third article, but it's about mud, but it's not the longest, and you are more than welcome to read it or all 3, but your assignments for this week are to choose between Washington Secrets Revealed and Clean Start. Now, those are the things that we're going to be talking about when we meet as a small group, We're going to talk about what are the 3 things that you chose if you chose Washington's Secret Revealed. We're going to talk about how did Max change if that's the story that you chose. So it's really up to you. And again, you can read all 3. I love it. But you don't have to. Just picking from those 2. All right. Take a deep breath. Those are your assignments for this week. So this is for the 13th through the 17th of April. And again, we are going to meet at some point during this week, once, maybe even twice. I would love to, and talk about your writing. Which opinion do you agree with? Your Khan Academy place value, and which reading you chose from via Storyworks. So a few more things, tasks. Again, use this video, go back, review it, look at the Word document that I sent you, use that checklist to help you. And we'll meet sometime this week. I promise, my friends. I'll see you soon. If you need me, you can call me, email, Zoom. I'm always here for you. And I miss you so much. I know this is not the same, but we're being flexible. You're great at being flexible, and you are very kind and wonderful people. So I miss you, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Love you guys. Bye.